is not too bad as well. We've seen Invokers kind of hang steady there, and it should be an even enough lane. Perhaps Abed will look to get itchy and try to find a kill, but I feel like they are a little bit more stronger here on the side of TnC. So I'm going to have to favor that. I think Gabbi Morphling has delivered so many times. You don't quite have anything to stop the regen coming through as well on the side of Team Dog, so that's always going to be a consistent issue.
Yeah, it does pan out. This is the last game of this grand final. Either team could take this grand final for themselves, and it'd be a very, very nice way to finish off your year. Being able to say, yeah, I won the last SCA tournament before the year did end. And obviously put yourself on a kind of a good track for the DPC. Because for Team Dog, it's not like the team's going to be together for the DPC. You did point it out earlier, but it is, you know, essentially EG plus 3 stand-ins right now for Team Dog. For TnC, though, if they were to win this grand final, they'd be feeling very, very good. And John, it's time for you to get translating. What the hell is Gabbi saying?
Oh, Gabbi's saying, we're just going to go straight? I think he's asking straight mid. Avid's like, yep. Gabbi. Zapata's gonna, it's like, he's a shoe. You're a shoe. Get ready. I have no clue what they're saying anymore. Straight in. Avid's like, yes. You're a shoe. Tim's. His shoes also slid out. His shoes also run away. And Avid's saying, the champion will treat everyone. Alright, so, yeah.
All right.
Libre. Say it, Mike. Libre naman. Say that.
What is it? Libre naman?
Yes, something like that. Libre naman. Palibre naman. Say that.
What does it mean, though?
Just, you're asking for a treat from the winner. That's what they're saying in chat as well. They want, you know, whoever wins, you gotta get treated. Maybe some Jollibee would be nice, you know? Maybe
so,
a whole pack of monsters. Yes. That's exactly it. Now you know what to say. When you meet a new Filipino friend, tell them to say, you say that to their face at lunchtime. They're gonna have a good laugh at you. Trust me.
I don't want them to laugh at me, John.
No, they'd be like, oh, hey, he knows how to ask for stuff. Excellent. He's my kind of guy.
This homeless person's asking us for food right now. That's what they're gonna say when they look at me, John. Have you seen my Santa costume? I don't exactly look very wealthy, I'll tell you that. I look like a drunk Santa on a very bad Christmas Eve. But Libre no man. I got you, John.
There you go.
Thank you for that, Jonathan. KP, going to be chased down already down to that bot lane in your dream, and Polison. Chase KP down and make it as hard as humanly possible for this man to be able to get any farm in. Because again, on this Troll Warlord, you feel so confident in the laning stage because it is one of those cores that can just dominate a lane basically on his own. Now, Polison's just kind of going to be there for mental support. Being very supportive, cheerleading, zoning out KP even more. Doing a great job of it as well, Polison.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow lane for KP. Already trading unfavorably. This is a smooth start for In Your Dream, and you've got to find a way to correct this for TnC. Tim's, I mean, he's trying to just be as disruptive as possible, but it's so hard to trade favorably with an Organ Magi, so they're going to find a lot more. Down mid, though, you are seeing Armel go off to a slower start here on his Invoker. 3-0 so far. Abed up at 7-1. Tornado misses, and this is where it gets a bit dicey. Like, early levels for Invoker are hard to sustain. So Armel just needs to stay safe, maybe until the level 4 mark, when his orbs will allow him to regen through a bit better. But Abed is going to look to play aggressive before then. Try to maximize this early spike the Ember does have over the Invoker.
Absolutely. Be a nice lane for Abed. It already has started off very, very effectively for him. Of course, up at that top lane as well, we do have Febby on that pos 5 clockwork. He'll be there along with Gabbi on the Morphling, and you have Ice for the 3rd time in a row on the Enigma. Gonna be there with Arfu on the Tiny. Last game around, we didn't really see too much out of the Enigma. I do wonder this time whether Ice will be a bit more effective, I want to argue. But he was doing a great job in lane, but I suppose the game just went so slowly after that you never really saw any kind of black hole being thrown out, nor did you see a team fight. So I'm sure Ice wants a more active game than last game around as well.
Yeah, I think he's got to reconsider whether or not he wants to rush the Blink. That's the big issue from last time. He went for the Blink. They couldn't really maximize it beyond, what, 2 black holes at that period? Maybe even just 1 in the direct periods Blink. So I think If Ice wants to play the slower game, it should definitely be that mech buildup. We'll see what he'll opt for. So far though, Gabbi not really dissuaded at all. Beyond all the nice Ice is finding, Gabbi's still finding some steady farm regardless. And you are just having the supports play tag. Afu and Gabbi just poking each other here. No one really going to be able to find any sort of kill though. If Afu cops some hits, it would be bad, but battery assault already faded.
Yeah, he's going to be just fine. Mid lane, Bed's still doing very, very good, but Armel has slowly caught himself up in terms of CS. Just about 2 CS behind now. Feeling a bit better about himself on this Invoker. So it is a bit of a concern not being able to pressure Arbed out like you were the last game, but I suppose you can only do so much. TnC will just have to kind of stick with the game plan with this Invoker for now. It's up at the top lane. Febby is going to go on to Ice, but Ice eventually is going to be able to get away, spawn more Eidolons, and keep denying creeps away from Gabbi. He's going to be very low in terms of HP, but Gabbi doesn't have the waveform anyway, so he can't really try and go for an initiation onto this Enigma. Continue trying to focus in on that farm. However, Afu now going to come in from the side. Can he find an avalanche toss? There are a lot of creeps around. He needs the full combination. He's going to throw the avalanche and the toss out now, and Gabbi is eventually going to die. Ice is going to be the one to take the kill on the Enigma.
It's a big pickup there for Ice that does set his lane up really nicely. A good injection of gold onto the Enigma. A good amount of EXP as well. And Gabbi at least managed to buy out his Morbid Mask earlier. But this is definitely not the start you're looking for from a Morphling. So they're going to have to try to hold out. Maybe get Febby and zoning out more. But not smooth as well for Febby.
Oh, Febby. Oh, he pops a salve. It's going to give him the time to get out. But he's going to be stuck in the lane on very low HP, which means he's going to have to run back anyway. So he denies the golden XP away, but he kind of sacks his own laning stage. Have to walk his way back. In the meantime, Gabbi was trying to get a bit more aggressive onto Ice, but it's not really going to work out. Ice is going to be just fine. And every other lane is still going pretty pleasantly for both teams. It does seem like the main factor right now is In Your Dream on the Troll, who is once again free farming. 35 and 10, way ahead of anyone else in terms of CS. This might be a pretty big cause of concern for TnC.
Yeah, they're not going to have a good time if In Your Dream gets that smooth ramp into his Battle Fury. So you will have to watch how much space you're giving this troll. There's not much KP can do. I mean, he's trying to be disruptive, but In Your Dream doesn't care. He mentioned a range for him. He can just juggle that around. You've got enough space that Paulson can just walk around the map, start to get a couple of stacks off, start to help out securing these power units. And oh, Armel.
Lane, Armel, go on to Arbed. Arbed does manage to secure the top power room, which was an invis. Phil Paulson actually running into this mid lane. I'm not sure about that, Paulson. Bit aggressive there, and it will cost him his life. Not sure what the idea was for our Ogre, just getting a bit too excited. Meanwhile, top lane, Ice also going to die. Gabbi able to secure that kill, but Afu going to try and go for the trade. Gabbi is strength morphing, however, and should be able to eventually get out unless he runs out of strength and Febby. He tried to go for the cogs pushback, but unfortunately locks Gabbi in, and I suppose he was dead either way. There was really no getting out there for Gabbi, but, you know, what can you do?
Valiant attempt does balance out a bit there for Ice, and they might get Febby as well.
They may. Arthur is a bit low on mana, but he will pop the mango. Febby gonna get fire blasted up, and that should mean that the supports of the Radiant side will be able to finish off this position 5 clockwork. And now Gabbi's gonna be pressured. Ice not at that level 6 mark yet. Mel going to be forced to rotate in with the EMP Tornado. He's going to land on both heroes, and Arfu going to be targeted. He'll turn around for an avalanche, but that's all he can do, as he will eventually die to Armel, the Invoker. Nice little rotation out, slowing down the push attempt and pretty much stopping it up at that top lane.
They do have space to go onto In Your Dream. It's a risky spot for him.
Yeah, he does pop the battle trance to try and survive this one out. He's going to turn back around though and go back onto Tims, but he's not life-stealing quite enough, and KP has plenty of control to make sure Tims does not die. Very nice stuff there from TnC. It's going to make it a 3-1 now. Slight net worth lead for this Radiant side. The mid lane, a bit of action going on now. Armel going to be chased down by Arbit, but the EMP not going to be dodged down. Still, Armel is dropping to the flame guard damage and should eventually just die, but no, Febby, a great Cogs pushback. Paulson is still going to find Armel, but now the Ghost Walk is there. Perfect timing from Febby, saving his mid invoker, and now poor old Arfu's going to suffer. He will go down to TnC.
Just timely punishment coming out from TnC. Starting to pay off. Armel really pulling ahead here compared to Abed, at least catching up considering that slower start. Abed does have some stacks to go back into, but losing your pause 4 like that is not a good time. You want Afu to find this blink quick. Every single death he takes is going to slow down that blink. So you are trading off a couple of opportunities there on the side of Team Dog. The one big advantage they have right now, again, is looking back at that bot lane. In Your Dream, despite being solo, despite dying once solo, is still top in last hits, is still top in net worth, so his Battle Fury timing is still going to be met at a really fast pace, and Gabbi just cannot measure up. Morphling is just struggling up top consistently. He still needs some relief. Maybe he needs to start considering that jungle, as the pressure is really affecting his efficiency here on the map.
Bot lane, the pressure is going to begin now from TnC. KP going to get started on that tier 1 tower.
Is under attack.
Top lane, Gabbi is free farming very nicely on that Morphling. He is very far behind in terms of net worth, so he's just catching up. In fact, now they're going to try and go maybe with the black hole, but no, it won't be forced out. While that's happening though, bot lane, In Your Dream does end up going down. Febby able to pick up the kill on the clockwork.
Is under attack.
That's a big one. They're slowing down In Your Dream's timing into the Battle Fury, so they managed to find the right time to apply pressure. Gabbi makes the rotation down bot as well, abandoning the top lane. Looks like it is time to go for those tier 1 tower trades. Of course, Ice can get that done by himself, but you did have to sacrifice your troll, so you have to watch out. A very good set of aggressive moves from TnC. A 3-6 now to 10-minute mark. Still lagging a bit behind in terms of network, but not by much. The biggest outlier is only Gabbi, but once you take this tier 1 bot, Gabbi should have some space in the bot jungle to play farm.
He should. Top lane does finally have its tower taken out. Arbet will defend the bottom tier 1 tower, while Gabbi will try to fight with him just a little bit. Very hard to fight with the Morph, as he does have that strength Morph. Always to his advantage. Meanwhile, in the dire jungle, Armel and Febby are going to rotate. Moonlight Shadow will be popped defensively, but they are going to try and get aggressive. Febby is going to scout out Arfu and Ice just in the back lines, and even In Your Dream now going to get spotted out. And well, TnC, of course, can't fight that one out with 2 heroes. They're just going to have to let them walk away.
Not too much being found here. Just the time to sit back and farm, build up, try to build up on your heroes. You do have the power treads up, and Gabbi, he still is going for that tier 1 bot. Does fall. Got that space he wants for himself, but the mid is being pressured here from the side of Team Dog.
That chains out on TnC, but it's only going to be for a split second. Tim's just going to try and delay this as much as humanly possible. Too easy, but now he has help coming in. Febby will go for the hook shot onto Paulson with the arrow follow-up, and it looks like this ogre will die. Meanwhile, Arbet going to try and chase down TnC, will run into him and does connect the chains, but Arbet is getting very low and will not be able to stick around. Try and finish off the kill. So they lose Paulson, they do not get that mid-tier 1 tower. It is still standing and pretty darn healthy. I think TnC will probably be happier dragging out the game longer with this Morphling than, say, the side of Team Dog will be.
I think it's a bit of a weird back and forth. It takes a while for the Morphling to catch up to the farm that you're seeing on this troll. In Your Dream, once he has this Battle Fury, it's going to escalate a little bit faster, and that's something that TnC need to be aware of. So if they want to play the late game, the Morphling does scale nicely, but they need to shut down that troll, and they are smoked up. Looks like they've got the same idea here.
Paulson, not really the target they wanted to start on, but they will have to settle. Still, Ice is TPing in with the black hole. He might go for it, but Febby, a nice Cogs, making sure that Ice does not have a path. We'll get one. Still, Febby now going to be in danger. Hook shot not going to land on Armel. wanted a hook shot away, but it is not going to work out. Still, Armel pops the drums to try and help him out. It is not going to be enough. End up being a 1-for-1 on both position 5s. That's pretty much it. Both teams once again just going to back out. They don't really find the opportunity they were looking for.
Yeah, just rather unfortunate, but Team Dog will count their lucky stars that they only lose their Ogre. It's not a big loss at all for the side of Dog. TnC are making space out for Gabbi, so he is given a lot of free room to just build up. He is saving up for the Manta into shotgun build here. So as long as he's not contested like he was in lane, should be a smooth ramp into that point. Moonlight Shadow once more. Ice is vulnerable up top.
Yeah, he is. Cold Snap EMP is going to fly out, and Febby is going to be there with the Battery Assault. The arrow also out. Armel will happily take the kill with the Tornado. Very valuable pickup there for TnC. Team Dog, at least for now, don't really have much of an answer. They're just kind of biding their time, allowing In Your Dream to keep this farm up. Of course, Arvid is still working towards that Spirit Vessel as well, so they don't really want to go without that. In the meantime, they will have to watch Ice die. Seems like they're happy to just trade his life away if it means In Your Dream can farm towards the Battle Fury.
Yeah, they are just prioritizing that troll. It's always Ice in the risky lanes. He does have his mech up, so despite dying, his timings are still being met well. Going to be going into the BKB build on that Enigma. And overall, despite those stats, the timing is still pretty on point. So not slowing down too much. Pulled some decent farm distribution out from Team Dog, but they are lagging slightly behind. TnC take the slight net worth lead. Still a good spike coming out here. The Spirit Vessel up on Abed really early on, along with a Battle Fury up. Spirit Vessel does mean they can start to make moves on Gabbi if they wanted to.
They're going to give it a crack. 10-minute bounty runes are going to be there. KB not going to go in after it. It was a very, very dangerous time to go for it as well. Big smoke up though. 3 heroes from Team Dog going to start moving their way into the mid lane. Do spit out Tim's. Maleficus is going to be there from Ice, but I think they want a bit more than the Mirana. They're going to head down towards the southeast where they'll find Gabbi on the Morphling.
Dire are scanning.
Gabbi,
Dire's middle tower.
a lot of danger here.
Denied.
Avalanche is going to be out. He's already started strength morphing, but the vessel is going to be there from Arbet, and the chains don't actually land. They do still keep going on to that morph. Gabbi is still alive. He will turn back around now. Back onto Arfu. He has help coming in from TnC. Arfu is set to fall, but he goes for another avalanche. Looks like he will go down eventually. Meanwhile, the Ogre holds it. Also going to drop to the Tornado of Armel. Ice, he's trying to find a black hole initiation, but he is not going to get any of it. The Battery Assault is there from Bebby, and he just can't find an angle. Very, very tough stuff right now for Team Dog, as even Arbet been pushed back by the Cogs, but he'll turn back around onto Armel. Ghostwalk is going to be there. Arbet waiting for that sleight of fist, but is not going to be able to really throw it out. He'll just keep playing around. He does have a sentry there for Armel, but Armel is not low enough in terms of HP, and Arbet, well, he's wasted all his remnants. He does get out, but they were waiting. They knew exactly where he was going. Tim's able to take the kill on the Mirana. Another great team fight out for TnC Predator.
They're really starting to build up a lead now in TnC. 4-13. Team Dog just throwing bodies out, stalling out for their troll. Even Abed's farm is starting to be impacted. The lead is starting to be noticeable. Ice and Abed trailing behind even KP's Brewmaster. And Armel is allowed to farm up really well. He's got the Orchid up along with his drums. So the Invoker can take a lot more of an active role here early on, while they are buying the space out for Gabbi, which has been paying off. That was Team Dog trying to reveal the Spirit Vessel. They lose all the charges on Abed. That means they're going to need to find a pick-off before they can try that again on Gabbi.
Absolutely. Armel might even spot out In Your Dream here on this troll. That Orchid, they could definitely try to go for this kill. Baby gonna spot him out now, does have the hook shot, doesn't use it yet. In Your Dream, gonna pop the Battle Trance to go onto the clock. They silence the troll up. Arrow gonna fly through as well from Tim's, landing perfectly on that troll Warlord. He's not dead yet, but Bebby is gonna be there to just hold him in place as they do take him out with the EMP. Abed will come in and take down Febby on the clockwork, but it's nowhere near worthwhile for Team Dog to lose your pos 1 like that for a position 5
Radiant's middle
clockwork.
tower is under attack.
TnC, again, just finding the better end of the deal.
Just extremely glad with that set of events coming out for them. TnC is always finding the punishment out here. Their movement has been a lot more worthwhile as well. They've got some major spikes coming out here. Tim's already has his Yules for his arrow setup. They're just meeting all their power beats, and in fact...
Arrow, gonna be blocked off there by Arfu. He's trying to save the Dane. He actually does. Abed able to get himself out at the cost of Arfu's life. Great little save there, though, from Arfu. Had that arrow connected, Abed would have almost guaranteed just be dead. Tiny instead, still TnC, smelling blood in the water. Will go into that triangle, and Armel runs straight into In Your Dream. He gets the silence off with the Orchid. Tim, looking for an arrow, is going to land in the end. And this troll, can he survive? Not quite. He gets the whirling axes off, but it is not going to be anywhere near enough. And they even kill off Collison on the Ogre. It's a 5-17 now. TnC with a 4k net worth lead, and with these 2 heroes dead, they can rush for the Roshan pit.
Yeah, they've got that Alacrity now on Gabbi, so you can just machine gun the Roche. They do get a scan out, but it's a fairly obvious Roche. Ice has no angle to go for a black hole play, so it's just gonna go. You can't get the response in time here from the side of Team Dog. Gonna be another big take for TnC, and it should allow them to constantly force these fights. They still have split if they need it. They still have Gabbi relatively healthy, and they just have control. Team Dog, just the best they can do is avoid and try to farm up or catch a straggler off.
Yeah, Gabbi in that mid lane. Arfu and Abed are there, but Febby and Armel going to run straight into them. They didn't spot them out. Febby still hanging around. Armel seems to have found Ice. They want to try and go after the Enigma. He has help coming from the backside. The hook shot is not going to land either. And now In Your Dream can try to go after the Invoker, but he does not. Instead, they'll start a team fight onto Tim. They do try for the Mirana, but he does get the Yules off in time. So the chains is going to be there from Abed, and he is going to remnant out. Onto Collison, he's going to be okay for now. Meanwhile, on the left side, they are going after the clockwork, but In Your Dreams come in now after the clock. It looks like they will get him. The black hole out from Ice as well, catching out Armel. They don't have quite enough to kill him off. The Ice War held them back, and now Gabbi going back in on the Morphling. Wants that Enigma and Ice. He's going to drop. Gabbi's got a triple kill out in this Morph so far. Onto In Your Dream they go. This should be the ultra kill. In fact, never mind, Armel will take the kill for himself. But now with this Brewmaster split, they'll try onto Abed, but he will remnant away. That'll be your mid-tier 1 tower going down now for Team Dog, and well, this draft for Team Dog is not working out in this game number 5. Not so far anyway.
No, it's sort of falling apart. 6k lead for TnC. In Your Dream loses his net worth advantage. He's barely keeping up now with KP. This is not the position you want your troll on. Everyone else on the side of Team Dog is starting to lag behind as well. Abed just not able to utilize this Spirit Vessel to its full potential. And Ice still waiting for the BKB. So until you get this BKB on Ice, his black holes are just not going to be as big as you'd want them to be. And TnC just constantly abuse that. They just don't have any major spots to wait for beyond the split. Everyone else just can keep running at the side of Team Dog. And Team Dog just do not have the appropriate response ready. Like, they just don't have those key items you'd expect. And Your Dream needs so much more time to farm up. He's saving up for his own BKB, but the map is starting to shrink here for the side of Team Dog.
Certainly is, John, and shrinking very, very quickly. Febby and KP going to Moonlight Shadow up into the mid lane, and they'd love to get a pick off on this Ember Spirit. Abed only died once this game, but Tim's right next to him as well. Still Arfu going to come in from the backside, but it won't matter. They got the arrow off. Abed is silenced, but the Tornado is going to give him time, but not enough time. KP will be able to take the kill. And while they killed off Abed, you've got the shotgun now up on Gabbi, and he's rushing for Ice in the Radiant phase. He looks to blow him up, and he does. Oh, TnC. This game number 5, they are looking very, very strong. Arfu, avalanche cost not going to be enough, just barely. Gabbi, he'll survive, and Arfu is going to die. A double kill out, and now they're onto the tier 3 tower. TnC, they may have done it, John. 12k net worth lead.
attack.
First lane of Barrack's going to go the way of the Dire. Tims will go in for a Yule Scepter onto the Ogre. The Polison does have the Eidolon to block off the arrow, but it won't matter. Gabbi, a godlike spree already on this morph. And with this alacrity from the Invoker, of course he can push that much quicker. It's only going to be one lane of racks. They do back off. An immediate smoke up. They want this game done ASAP, it seems.
What did you
I mean, they are just hungry. They sense the weakness in Team Dog. They know Team Dog's playing from behind. This is not something Team Dog is ever comfy with. We've seen them in this situation before, and every time they lose the lead, it just kind of collapses.
Making a remnant away in your dream, barely getting away. Amel right next to him, but didn't have the vision. What's Dota Plus thinking right now, John? Oh, geez, 98%. Woo. That's. I mean, I can't necessarily disagree. It does feel like the troll is just going to drop off way quicker than the morph will. Gabbi is currently 4.5k ahead of In Your Dreams troll. See if they can make a big comeback here, Team Dog, but it is looking rather rough for them.
It really is. A lot is hanging off the back of Ice 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 now. Getting in position to maximize this BKB with a good black hole. The issue is he doesn't have a blink, so he's going to have to walk up with the BKB and hope for the best. And it just hasn't been happening. If he doesn't get the angle, the fight really does collapse. So you have to be careful here, Team Dog. As TnC, they're still hungry. They've still got spells to play with. They're not scared.
No, they are not. Moonlight Shadow is there. Arbet is going to be the one to be focused. No, they go after In Your Dream straight off the bat. Ice Ice Ice, no. There's your black hole. It's only on one. Gabbi's going to waveform through the back lines. They got Arthur on the Tiny. They did not get anyone on the side of TnC. Sunstrike on In Your Dream. He'll battle trance and try and survive through this, but it is not looking good. He's been tornadoed up and Gabbi will just stand his ground. He does not respect the troll whatsoever. Now Ice 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 also caught on the Enigma. And there you go. The GG's called. TnC Predator, after 5 games, will be able to get the BTS Pro Series Season 4 win underneath their belts. That is a very nice way to finish off this year if you are TnC Predator.